Timber! Timber! Now, when I was sort of 5, 6 years old, I broke my arm falling down the stairs, or at least that's what my parents told social services at the time. And at the time, growing up in the 80s, I've obviously used to watch GPs, the likes of Schwantz, Doohan, Gardner, smashing themselves to smithereens, and getting up the next weekend to go race. And at that time, I was thinking, I want to be just like them. So I got back in my Pee-wee, and my dad stupidly let me with a broken arm, with a cast, and I rode off and rode straight into a wall and broke it again. Anyway, the point is, 30 years on, and about 30 days after I dislocated my shoulder and smashed my shoulder to bits, I decided to get back on a bike again. I needed to. We had a championship to win. It was time to put the big boy pants on. Mallory Park. The final round of the Freetech 125 Endurance Championship. Lying second in class and third overall in the standings, we needed a minor miracle to ensure winning was a possibility. But the trusty GSX-R125 had just arrived back from the factory in Hamamatsu, primed for action, and Suzuki had wheeled in some additional support for the weekend's championship hunt. Build Bay Suzuki Superstock race winner, Tim Neve. Boys, we got a championship to win, alright? Don't come in messing about, Bruce.
Sorry, mate.
This is serious.
I know.
Right? This is serious.
If we lose, are we over?
We're through, mate, yeah. So Tim, you go out first.
Yeah.
Suss the conditions out. Obviously, you're the most. Have a wobble around,
See
yeah.
what it's all about.
Yeah. And then you go out, Bruce.
Okay.
And I'll do a few laps just to make sure I'm physically able to ride.
Yeah.
And then send Tim out for the last 10 minutes.
Next 6
time
hours.
Attack. Well, it'd be nice.
That's strategy, mate. Sorry, that's first in, last out, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the last person to join the team, so you've got to stay out for the whole session, the whole day.
So, and then race. Let's just see how it goes, because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to do half an hour stints. If I can't do half an hour stints, then.
What the hell?
Is he joking? Is he doing this for the camera?
Unfortunately not, mate. Did you know I had a crash?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Take some hanging on to it, I think.
Get him some paracetamol.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Rule number 1. There's one rule, okay?
Yeah.
We have to beat Hudson Canner. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to beat
easy.
Hudson. Let's go and smash it, boys.
Not literally.
Boom.
Oof.
Absolutely biblical. Bloody hell. Proper sideways, mate. Proper sideways. Right. Haven't ridden the bike properly since I crashed, and I'm sure a 125 around Mallory is probably going to be the easiest option after such a trauma. He's coming in. Right. This is timed. I'll come do a couple of laps, come back in. Right, come on then. Let's have it. Going to be carnage. Get a clear lap. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh wow, that is shit. We had one flying lap for qualifying. Fuck. This is nicked good, yeah. Well, on the upside, feel good. Feel good. There's right feels good. Shoulder feels good, more importantly. I feel I can do more than I thought. It's not like a cock in a shirt sleeve like it was. Now it's going to be 6 hours of absolute freaking mayhem.
Tim did a 31.
Yeah.
Puts us top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but
the fastest lap we've got is a 37.
oh, I don't know how you get a clean lap in. How is it, mate?
Good.
Yeah?
Grippy, actually. Down to me
what are
now.
your first thoughts on the big 125? Can you handle the power?
Only just. Let's put it this way, I couldn't even hear it was running. I jumped on it and I thought the engine was off. But
so, you're going to start on here, Tim. You're going to set the pace.
Well, you've been out and qualified really well for us, and we're starting in 40th.
42nd we're starting because there was a massive issue with we basically had one flying lap, so that one flying lap I did was pretty shit. So back to the drawing board. 42nd mired mid-pack.
Be alright?
Yeah, be alright, be good fun.
Elbows out.
Elbows out. We've got the 360 cam on. Don't kick it when you get on the bike. Right. Alright, Bruce.
Alright, Al. Oh, look at it, eh? Beautiful.
Shite.
Attention paddock, a couple of announcements.
Unfortunately, the timing was messed up because everyone was late. There was 92 teams on the grid. Signing on was a bit late. So anyway, we went to the timetable and Tom did his laps, Bruce did his laps. I went out for a wobble round to see if my shoulder sort of stayed in. And the plan was that I'd do a few laps, come in, let Tim take over, and unfortunately, we had one flying lap, and as you've probably seen, that one flying lap was absolutely abysmal. Traffic and me still wobbling around. So we started 42nd on the grid, which isn't good. This is a who's who of BSB here today. The fuck are we doing? Mired in the mid-pack. Look at the state of this. What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, come on, come on. Tom Booth Amos, Storm Stacey, Tom and Tim Neve. There's loads of races here. Oh, the lols. Tim! Tim! Oh my god, fucking carnage. Wow. Now at this point you're probably expecting a barrage, an onslaught, a medley of helmet cam footage from the GoPro. Unfortunately, it was at this point that I realised when I was out there with Tom holding the bike that the camera got so wet. We had sideways rain, torrential rain, and the camera got so wet, the microphone got so much water in it that it failed to work. So I've got an hour and a half worth of footage, absolutely useless. Well, pretty much useless. There's only one thing for it: a montage. Mate, you nervous?
Yeah, I'm really nervous.
That was the wettest I've ever ridden Mallory. Puddles everywhere, oil everywhere, but it was good fun. And I was surprised myself actually. I was like, oh, still P1. Oh, P2, I'll take that. Oh, I'll drop back to third. Oh, P1 again. Yay! So there's no pressure, mate. If I can do it, I'm a Raspberry Ripple, so if I can do it,
yeah,
I do it.
Well, I've got a lot of excuses ready just in case, but it was impressive. Tim, I don't know how he's just pulled off what he has.
No.
But I'm grateful he has, and I'm hoping he'll make up for my lack of ability. But it's good fun, isn't it?
It's mint. So much fun.
It's just mad to see so many bikes here, so many big names as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. You're walking around thinking he should be here, he should be here, he should be here. Please don't let him go out, you know. But that's the way it's going. So yeah, we deserve a Tim in our team, and he's doing all right.
Starting 42nd on the grid, Tim made it up to first place within half an hour, and things were starting to get a little bit tasty. There was a glimmer of hope. We had to finish first, and Hudson's team, Team Brenda, had to finish 9th. So not impossible, but very unlikely. And somehow managed to bring it back in first place for Tim to take back over. Now the original plan was to have Tim, me, Bruce, Tim, me, Bruce, that kind of rotation. We soon figured out that, you know, when you've got this medley of BSB races and World Championship races in Tom Booth Amos's case, so we couldn't mess about. There was no room for error. So the best thing to do was to send Tim out, and then me out, Tim out, and then Bruce. So Tim would always he'd basically get half an hour on, half an hour off. But, you know, fair play to him, he lapped it up. And of course, as the race went on, it was looking more and more unlikely we were going to win the championship. Yes, we were kind of hovering around first. There were a couple of teams we were bouncing back, so if we were going first, second, third, back to first again, depending on pit stops and crashes and other stuff. But you know, we were looking good for a win, certainly in class anyway. But Team Brenda and Hudson, they were catching us. So they were maximising their rules, and Hudson was doing 35 minutes and his teammate was doing the odd 10 minutes to go. Hudson would go back out so he could catch us up. And it was, I think, about half an hour to go, maybe a bit more, and Hudson's bike blew up, which was, you know, we don't want to win a championship like that, but it's endurance racing. So this puppy is brand new. This puppy is brand new, yes, but to do a full season of endurance racing, not miss a beat, I think, you know, when you consider all the tune bikes we're up against, sometimes maybe having the faster bike or the fastest bike in a straight line ain't always the best idea, but the win was on.
Yes, it was fun, and yes, it was only a 125 at Mallory, but it was still hard work, especially for Timmy. Heading into the final moments of the race, our secret weapon had used up his maximum saddle time, so Bruce had to do the final minutes as we cruised to victory.
Yeah, I'm not even going to use the throttle, I'm going to go real steady. I'm going to push it along with my feet and just cross over the line.
I don't think I'll ever forgive you if you fuck this up, Bruce.
No, I know. To be fair, it'd be a big fuck up, wouldn't it? Feels good.
Come on, Brucey. Come on.
I'm really excited.
And we'd bloody done it. Took the overall win, victory in class, and clinched the championship. To be fair, the all-star lineup of Fab Racing in their 50 were catching us, but the organisers ended the race slightly earlier because of the light and the cash bung from Suzuki. Needless to say, the after party went on all night.
Well done, Al. And remember, if anyone asks, Tim had nothing to do with it.
Okay, yeah. Tim who?
Yeah.
Tim who?
I don't know, I don't even know. Mate, you
Now I've got to say a massive thank you to Suzuki GB for turning this bike out, to Ian, to Dave, to James, who were running it and helping us throughout the weekend. Not only that, the Freetech guys need a massive shout. What they've done, you know, this series has gone from 30 teams at the first round to over 100 registering for the final round at Mallory. I think there was 92 on the grid at the last count, and the other 8 only lost out because they had positive coronavirus tests. So it's going to be massive next year. I think there's over 130 teams registering their interest. There's going to be more. So Freetech are going to have to be a bit clever on how they kind of maximise the grid. So I think there will be maybe 2 races a day. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it's turned out to be an absolute belter of a series. And I've got to say, racing should be fun. And sometimes racing can get a bit serious at the high levels. This is without doubt the most fun I've had racing in a very long time. So yes, we will be back next year, running the #1 plate.
You could say it was a pretty sweet year for Suzuki. Not only did they win MotoGP and World Endurance in the same year, they just won the Freetech 125 Endurance Championship to complete this rampant racing trilogy. And it's fair to say there'll be a few more GSX-R125s on the grid for 2021.
Now this started off as a road bike. This was a pure marketing exercise. I got a phone call from Suzuki and they said, do you want to race in a 4-hour endurance? I went, yes please. On a 125 I went, even better, brilliant, bring it on. So much fun. When we finished 6th in the first round against all these race bikes, you know, this was a road bike with everything on it. Lights, horn, fully road legal. We could have ridden it from the track back home again. After that first round, when we finished 6th, and we weren't that far off, the thought was to go to the second round, have a bit more fun, you know, trim it down, get rid of the excess weight, put some race fairings on it, put an exhaust on it, change the gearing, and that's all we did. And of course, then we got a second. It was like, oh, we've got to do the last final round now. We're with a chance of winning. So when you finish that the penultimate round, second in the championship, you cannot go back. You have to give it a go. So that's exactly what we did. But lots of people were adamant that we were full factory. Now there's a bit of a joke going around, you know, with the factory Suzuki team. So this joke sort of carried on. So that's why we brought the truck to the final round. But of course, that ended up escalating very quickly. It was supposed to be a bit of fun. As I said, 99% of that grid were brilliant to be around, good fun, which is exactly what this racing should be. But of course, there's that little 1% who take it, you know, they I guess, you know, because we won, the jealousy kind of took over, and there was a bit of needle, which was totally uncalled for, but there we go, you know, we can't help winning. Of course, we had our secret weapon, Tim, and of course, we are going to come back next year and run the #1 plate. It's as simple as that. I haven't won a championship since 2004, so 16 years. So of course I'm going to milk it. I'm going to be milking this one for another 16 years.